Hey, Shalom, Shalom, when the stuff is always about giving no praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shai, Hashem, Rakak, Dash, double honesty, the apostles of GMS, and honesty, brothers, doing the work in truth, while sincerity. This one's on, a video we wanted to do for a while. Right, this is on, that guy, that character from that Marvel movie, Thanos, man. Right, one of the things that I got from that movie is what do you call it, is basically having the power, or rather the mind of doing that which is necessary to get your crown, right? Because at the end of the day, right, Lord's will, we of the elect, the Lord's going to crown us, man. Right, let me get that real quick. 46. All right. I'm gonna start from 42. It says 2 Ezra 2:42 says, I Ezra saw upon Mount Zion a great people whom I could number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them, right, that was the elect, man. Right, it says, and in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And it says, so, and in the midst of them there's a young man with a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Right, that's talking about, I was shy. Right, it says, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? Right, he answered and said unto me, These be they that put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal. Right, so you read 2 Corinthians 14, right, 15 slot. It says in First Corinthians 15:52, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound. It says, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall all be changed. For this incorruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Right, so when the time of salvation comes, we're gonna have our we're gonna have our bodies changed, right? Because these bodies as they are, they can't make it into the chariots, right? And would you read scriptures talk about how the Lord would give us would give us the a heart of flesh, right? Pursuant to Hebrews the 8th chapter, right? Just get that real quick. Just go straight to the point. Right, the second covenant, right? It says Hebrews 8 and 9 and 10. We read, it says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, right? The first covenant, the first testament, the Old Testament, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I'll put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I'll be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Right, so the laws are going to be in our hearts, meaning that we're not going to ever go off ever again. Right. So I'll carry on. It says, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? It says, I've already read that. Verse 46 says, Then said I unto the angel, What young person is he that crowneth them and giveth them palm? Did I read that? Let me read that. 45. I don't think I finished reading that. It says, He answered and said unto me, These be they that put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and received palms. Right, and that's the reward. Right, Lord Himself is gonna give us crowns. Right, let me Right, it says Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, and if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with Him, that we may be glorified together. Right, so we gonna have to suffer. Right, we gonna have to make some tough decisions in this thing of ours. right? Scriptures talk about the mark of the beast and how you ain't supposed to take the mark of the beast pursuant to Revelation 13, 15, and 16, right? That we're not supposed to take the mark of the beast. If you got a woman, your woman takes a chip, you're supposed to have the willpower, or be praying for the willpower if that were to happen, that you have the the faith to just cut her off and keep it moving, right? And that's what this guy Thanos did, which, like I said, he went off, he started, he sacrificed, his daughter, quote unquote, right? But it's that ability to do that which is necessary, right? So let me carry on here. Right, it says Matthew 10:37 says, "He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me." Right, so you had what do you call it? You had occasion where people who had, the whole movie was about getting these things called Infinity Stones, right? And then you had one character who has an Infinity Stone in his head. At the beginning of the movie, he's like, "Oh man, hey, you gonna have to kill me. You're gonna have to destroy the stone and kill me, so that my man doesn't get the stone, right?" And then what do you call it? The bitch doesn't, but he's talking to his woman because his woman's the only one with the power to destroy the stone, right? But his woman's getting all emotional, like, "Oh, but I love you. No, I'm not gonna do it," right? To at the end of the movie, she sees now that she's got no choice, right? And she finally destroys him. But by this point, Thanos is too powerful, and then he just brings back the guy and takes a stone anyway, right? And then she's just there watching, feeling like an idiot. And in those actions, Thanos, who's supposed to be the bad guy, really is a good guy, right? Thanos is supposed to be the bad guy, wins because people weren't willing to make the decisions, the right decisions, right? That chick put her other half in front of the bigger goal, right? Which the bigger goal is, if you translate that into the scriptures, the bigger goal is salvation, man. Well, that's why we do this thing, right? So if you're loving family more than the Lord, right? The Lord ain't your first priority, then your priorities are off. This is Matthew 19:27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, "Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?" And Yahshua said unto them, that's the thing, you forsake everything. You may have things in the world, but what's in your mind is that they're gonna be destroyed. All right, let me get that real quick. 2 Peter 3:11. Seeing then, 2 Peter 3:11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right, so you see that everything's gonna be destroyed. You're gonna be like, well, fuck it then, innit? Oh man, let me I'm gonna have to remember where that is in second. Is he that soweth? How comes that what Second Ezra 16 and 40. O my people, hear my word, and make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose, and he that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein, and he that soweth as if he could not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widows. Right? Basically talking about like this point there, be as pilgrims on earth. as we read here, what manner of persons ought ye to be? If I can get back to it. In verse 11, 2 Peter 3:11, what manner of persons ought to be? This is the kind of person you ought to be. Because you know, hey man, I might get this woman. I mean, well, brothers know, man, in this kingdom, we ain't trying to get a woman pregnant. If it happens, it happens. Right? But you might get a car, back in your mind, you're thinking, well, this is just a tin can with no petrol in it. You might get a house. Esau might evict me. Right? Esau might say, I'm building a football stadium here. Right? I'm gonna knock down your house. You go work, you make money. Well, it's just gonna go to taxes. It's gonna go to this. It's gonna go to that. Right? Let me get this real quick. Right, Haggai 1:6, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Right, ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag of holes. Right, you might be making money beginning of the month. You say, I'm gonna save this, I'm gonna save that. Then out of nowhere, a massive bill just comes and takes all your money. Right, it just feels like you just putting you're literally your wages in a bag of holes. You're walking, just dropping cash, losing cash. Right. Right, Baruch 3:8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Right, so we are scattered, and we're still in captivity, and also continuing on from Haggai 1:6, we're subject to payments. Always got to pay for this, always got to pay for that. Right, so if you going back to 2 Ezra 16, right, if you get you get money, you get this, that all Satan's in the midst, ready to take it away. Right. This is Matthew 19:27. Again, it says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and follow thee. What shall we have therefore? Right, we've made the sacrifices that we need to make. Right, we've made those hard decisions for the end goal, in that we might be saved. Thanos' end goal was wiping off half the population of the entire universe. In the end, that there shall be peace. Right? Hey, the Lord's coming to do a lot of destruction, man. You read Zechariah 13:8. Right, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Right, so 2/3 of Israel in the land. Yeah, you see that there? In the land of America, right, they're going to be destroyed. You're going to have death all over the world. Right? So it's verse 28 in Matthew 19. And Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which shall follow me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? That's the reward. Right? So then every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. Right, so whoever's made the sacrifices, whoever's made the decisions necessary, right, they're going to be the ones rewarded. Right, you had another guy getting all emotional. Oh, you did this and that. They were about to, take away Thanos' power moments away, but then man got emotional and ruined the whole thing. And then, quote unquote, half the universe died because of his emotional actions. Right, whereas what he really should have done is, not got his vision clouded, right, and and maintain the his eye on the path, right. Luke 14:28 says, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it, right? Basically saying, you basically gotta know what you're in, whether you're really down with it, whether you're, whether you gonna make it, basically. Rather whether you're willing to make the sacrifices, because we are gonna have to sacrifice, right? That's just one of the costs of being in this truth, right? You might sacrifice your health. Brothers will talk about how before the truth they were healthy, healthy, and then they come in, now they got this ailment, that ailment, right? Now your family will stop liking you, your friends will stop liking you, your woman might leave you, your children might start talking bad about you. But that's just part of the cost, right? I'm gonna just read. I'm gonna read this quickly and close up in the interest of time. It's Mark 4:14. The sower soweth the word. Right, it's a parable of the when things were sown by sown onto the good ground, the bad ground. Right, this is Mark 4:14. The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. Right? So basically, when things start getting difficult, right, they're not willing to make the right decisions, i.e. continue on in the faith. Well, ultimately they weren't of the truth anyway, right? This is verse 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lusts of other things entereth in, choke the word, and becometh unfruitful. Basically, they were in the world and they weren't, they got taken away from the path, right? So instead of, that's like Thanos getting to a point where he saw, big booty bitch and said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just go pipe this for a minute, or fuck, oh man, look at this Mercedes, it's a nice Mercedes, forget this, right? Forget the things that I've been working so hard for, right? Because we almost at the end, man. Now, right now is the time to be praying that the Lord doesn't take you away from this truth so close to the end. Right, so Romans 12:1 says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service, right? So we present ourselves as a sacrifice, and we also gonna have to sacrifice certain things, right? And do that which is necessary, whether it's go out in the brick cold for this truth, right? Go out, when it's raining, go out when it's very hot, right? Have arguments, with usually our woman, because we want to go out on a Saturday and they want us on a Saturday. Lose our woman because we want to go out on a Saturday, but they want us on a Saturday. Lose our women because we ain't down with all the wickedness that people in the world are down with. Man, you've had brothers lose women because that woman wanted them to do anal, and then he was like, nah. And then she was like, oh, okay, well, fair enough, and never saw her again. You've had other brothers lose women because they didn't eat pork. It's like, oh, what, you don't eat pork? Hey, then, that means our child won't be able to eat pork, right? It's Revelations 2:25, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, right? So he that endures, he goes through what he has to go through, makes the sacrifices that he needs to make. He can, the Lord's going to give him power of the nations. Then at the end of the film, you had Thanos literally just walk, look at a sunset, and smile, peace. He was at rest. And that's where we aim to be in the kingdom, at rest and peace and righteousness. Right, but all we gotta do is maintain focus and do that which is necessary. Right. So with that, Lords, we were edified. Until the next time, I'll say Shalom.